Suckers are hiding, jump behind the bush when they see me driving by. Hanging out my window and my magnum, taking out some putos, acting kinda loco. I'm just another local kid from the street getting paid for my vocals. Here is something you can't understand, how I could just kill a man.
First of all, thanks for the kind words, Samuel. Man, like I said, you know, I always had the goal to try to make people be the best that they can be. I'm not gonna lie, I think I have a good technical content to teach. Like, I'm above average for sure. You know, some people say it's like I'm on the best, but I'm not gonna say that. But I really think it's above the average. And I think I have maybe a talent of inputting in people's mind that they really can be the best that they can be. They really can believe in themselves and be the best that they can be. So I think that's most of that was the reason of me being successful in that field. He's right on saying that like maybe it's the third or fourth generation of my students are being successful, being world champions and being, you know, on the top level, the top chain of Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu. And I think that, you know, I maybe did, you know, 3 generations on the new generations being done there by the guys there, by Marcelo Rapuru, by Serginho, Chichi, Cavaquinho, all these guys that are my direct students. I think they got that from me, you know, and then whenever they got that from me, they got it in the right way. So I really think that forever we're gonna still keep being successful because I taught these guys well. And I got taught well by my master Carlos Gracie Jr. and Renzo Gracie and Jacques Machado, so the legacy is going to keep going on. Lifestyle. Why lifestyle? Because BJJ cannot be, you cannot limit BJJ to anything. You cannot limit BJJ to technique, you cannot limit BJJ to competition. You cannot limit BJJ to self-defense and so on. BJJ is like very, very vast, you know. It goes from all the things that I said to self-knowledge, health, mental awareness, mental health, friendships, confidence, and you name it. You know, I changed completely my life after BJJ. And I believe that everybody who takes it with the minimum level of seriousness will change the life too. Anybody. Whoever has access to what the Gracie family brought to the world will change the life forever. You're never going to be the same. And you're going to be changing for the better. So I think if you embrace not just one specific thing that BJJ brings, but everything, at least try, you know, you're not going to regret, that's for sure. Man, first of all, let me tell you, it's so hard to be on that position of changing rules and creating rules for Jiu-Jitsu because all good intentions have a collateral, you know? So it's super, super hard. I really admire the work that Professor Alvaro Mansur is doing as the head director of the IBJJF, and I really, of course, admire the work of the pioneers of creating the Jiu-Jitsu rules back in the days, Grandmaster Helio Gracie, Carlos Gracie, Grandmaster Carlos Gracie. But, you know, one thing that I really believe it could bring, my opinion, even though I know I'm going to tell you already what's the collateral side of that, on that. One thing that I really think that I could bring a little bit of more excitement to the Jiu-Jitsu rule will be awarding points, as it was before back in the days, awarding points to submission attempts. But let me be clear. Submission attempts are everything that gets super close to be a finish. Not just put two hands on the collar, this is a submission attempt. No, just try to go for a sloppy omoplata on bar. No, this is not a submission attempt. Submission attempt is kind of like what we saw Fabrício Verdun doing with that Vinicius Magalhães Pezão guy. That he was a non-bar for almost more than 1 minute. You know, from what we saw, what you see in other matches, like when the submission is really close to happen. This, I think, if you could score points to that, I believe it could make the matches more dynamic because people would try to go for the submissions more, you know. And I believe if we could find a way to do that, that would be great. The collateral side of that I already see is that some submission attempts won't really be submission attempts, and people are going to score points on that, and it's not fair. And on the other hand, some people are going to get really close for the submission, they're going to get points. So it's hard not to leave on the hand of the judges to have the subjective opinion on that. I know it's really hard. It has to be. But I really do believe in my heart that if they could do that somehow, it would be more exciting. Okay, I'm going to begin talking about Samuel Braga, my dear student. Lived in my house. He was the first guy to help me here in Texas. He was every day, you know, annoying me in Brazil every day, you know, Monday, morning and afternoon. But I have to be true, and I have to say, okay, first of all, he is one of the best light featherweights of all times, for sure. Fact, you know, it's unbelievable what that little guy can do. You know, he's amazing. But everybody talks nowadays about one move from the modern Jiu-Jitsu called berimbolo, which is pretty much a move that you do for your open guard, for the outside hook or de la riva guard, that you go from there to the back. And everybody thinks that the creators or the inventors of this move were the twin brothers, excuse me, the Mendes brothers. They're great. I mean, you know, these kids are unbelievable. They're, you know, the best in the world in their divisions. They're especially the older one, Rafael. Man, like the kid is amazing. But I have to say the truth, guys. You know, Samuel Braga is doing that move since he was a purple belt. Okay, because on that weight class, it's very common that both people want to pull guard at the same time. So both people go to their backs and nobody wants to go on top. Because there's a lot of people in that weight classes that the guard is unpassable. Samuel was one of them, you know. So Samuel created a way to not go on top, and from there to do the de la riva guard, and from there to get the back. And he did that because people didn't want to get on top. And then when he was spinning underneath, the guy wasn't on top, but he found a way to go from there, grab the belt, and get the back. I saw him doing this thousands of times in training, in competition, since he was a purple belt. And this came because I really liked that game, and I always did that game, but I did old school, you know. I mean, the guy was actually trying to pass the guard. On my time, somebody really engaged in passing the guard, you know. And I was going from there, you know, spinning, passing the leg, and going to the back when the guy was on top, but never on that situation. And Samuel, yes. Samuel was the first one to do, and Samuel is the inventor of the berimbolo. I'm assuring, I'm signing below.
That's awesome.